Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
I make a real big difference in the life of a child.
How trained are your children's daycare providers? With a crunch still facing the metro area, we know it's difficult to find a facility you feel comfortable with.
A conference is taking place this weekend, hoping to help parents and providers get informed. But this conference also has a connection to the tragic death of a 6-month-old boy in West Fargo. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric explains.
We had a lemonade stand after baby Owen's accident that was at a daycare.
The kids at a local daycare were so moved by the death of 6-month-old Owen Skoji 2 summers ago, they put on a lemonade stand at the West Fargo Family Fair. It was repeated again this summer, and the proceeds are now helping you and your daycare providers get trained and informed.
Sudden infant death syndrome is very scary, but as a daycare provider, you're taking on the responsibility of someone else's child in your home or in your center.
That's why Krogh and other organizers are hosting a free SIDS training event Saturday at the Fargo Dome. Addison's Law, passed during the 2015 session and named for a 6-month-old girl who died at a Bismarck daycare, requires all providers to be SIDS trained annually.
There's a lot of things with airways, with body positions and things like that that we need to be aware of.
But just what did happen to Owen Skoji that June day in 2015? We know it wasn't SIDS. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner's report ruled his death a homicide, saying the cause was blunt force trauma to the head. West Fargo police said just about a year ago, it's possible nobody will be charged with baby Owen's death. And last I'd heard, all parties involved had lawyered up and nobody was talking. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
The conference gets underway tomorrow morning at 7:30 at the Fargo Dome. We'll have more information if you'd like. It's posted online.
Fire crews are still on the scene of a barn fire north of Hawley, Minnesota.
2 buildings are actually involved in this firefight. At one point, they were said to be engulfed in flames. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons is there and joins us live with the very latest. How's the firefight going?
Andrea and Mike, the fire continues to burn strong. A Cass County sheriff told me that the fire first started on the west side of the barn where there's straw bales that are being stored. There was some equipment in there as well. He also told me that no one was on the farm at the time. There were no injuries, and that each of the fire crews that responded to the scene have a water tank, and the water supply is coming from Hitterdal. I'm also being told by a friend of the family that this is actually the farm's second fire in 2 years. In Hawley, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
Thanks, Natalie. Uland, Hitterdal, Hawley, and Felton fire departments are responding.
Today, police are continuing to hunt for a suspect who made a threat that closed Holy Family Church and School in Grand Forks. The doors of the school and church remain locked today following a threat to the facility yesterday. Police are running extra patrols around the area night and day. They won't comment on whether that threat was delivered by a phone call or a note. However, police say detectives now have some leads in the case that they're running down. Still, they'd like the public's help.
I would appreciate if any citizens or community members do have information, if they know of someone who maybe is upset with the facility or has been speaking quite negatively. We'd certainly appreciate them to contact us and let us know.
A funeral was held as planned at the church this afternoon, and they will hold regular masses as scheduled tomorrow and Sunday. The school will reopen on Monday.
My rain gauge in South Fargo showed a little more than 1/3 of an inch. That was this morning, and since then we have received quite a bit more. Let's find out how much more we can expect tonight. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Mike. Variable rainfall amounts around the FM area from both this morning's rains and this afternoon's thunder showers that are working their way slowly out of the region. Most of this shower and thunder shower activity only moving at 9 to 15 miles per hour. So heavy rainfall amounts reported from this with some street flooding as well. In the FM area, the heaviest of the rain is pushing into the southern metro right now, southern parts of Cass and Clay counties. So we take you in a little bit closer, things starting to let up just a bit in North Fargo. Speaking of north, take a look at this. Soaking showers with a couple of rumbles of thunder through Walsh County, Pembina, as well as Kittson County, Minnesota at this hour. So your planner shows temperatures in the low 60s and 50s. A northwest wind takes hold, And for the weekend ahead, this rain will work its way out of the region. I'll have details on what you can expect for your weekend outdoors here in just a few moments.
And Hutch, for motorists that might be going out shortly, we've received some word of like 13th Avenue South, usual places in town, University and First Avenue North, that underpass possibly being flooded. So if you're out driving, take it easy.
Indeed.
All right, thanks. And remember, you can stay up to date on the weather conditions where you are anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just download the Storm Team weather app to get the very latest weather conditions and even follow the radar live. Search VNL Weather in the App Store.
54 new houses in the FM area are open to the public next weekend for the 17th annual Parade of Homes. Parade goers can look at the new designs or get ideas for decorating their homes. New on the route this time is a home aimed at first-time home buyers. The builder of this home says it runs $225,000. They say there's a demand from buyers wanting homes under the $250,000 price tag. The Home Builders Association says regulations, special assessments, and land prices add quite a bit to the price of building new. But there is another option.
There's a huge section of the population in Fargo-Moorhead that love where they live, and they don't want to move and they don't want to build a new house because of things like maybe mature trees or the neighborhood they live in and the people they live around, so they choose to remodel.
Again, that remodeled home tour is next weekend. Parade goers can see 4 different homes, some fully remodeled or some with remodeled kitchens or bathrooms. Many of the homes on the parade route are free. And to get your tickets, click on this story at valleynewslive.com.
A man whose body was found outside the Hoot and Holler restaurant in Otter Tail, Minnesota, died from natural causes. The Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office says that Joseph Brennan was found early this morning. Chris Scandler, the manager of the restaurant, tells us that Brennan was a well-known customer of that particular restaurant.
A Waubun, Minnesota man is dead after his truck crashed off a bridge in Lake Park. The crash happened just before 11 last night. The Becker County Sheriff's Office says 48-year-old Edwin Stanhope was driving north on 2nd Street when his truck hit and then went over the bridge above the railroad tracks. The truck came to rest near the tracks and was then hit by a piece of guardrail that had been hit by a passing train. Stanhope was taken to St. Mary's Hospital in Detroit Lakes, where he later died. The crash is under investigation.
Fargo police are asking for your help to identify someone possibly involved in a theft case. We want you to take a look at some photos. Police say that they hope to identify what company the truck belongs to, saying the driver is a person of interest in an active theft case. The truck appears to be white with a maroon lower section. It has a grill guard and possibly a computer or electronic device on the dash. If you have information about this company, truck, or driver, you're asked to call 701-241-1405.
Officers in St. Paul are trying to learn from the recent protests in the city.
More than 1,100 officers from agencies across the East Metro learned how to deal with large crowds, especially during emotionally charged protests.
Reporter Reg Chapman has more.
In the past few months, St. Paul police officers have faced several large-scale protests where some of the people participating have been less than kind to officers.
The toll of being berated and scrutinized and talked down to, 10, 12, 15 hours a day really can't be underestimated.
Officers were attacked verbally and in some cases physically. In order to facilitate the right of the people to protest, officers went through crowd management training.
Our goal is to make sure that the protesters, the public in general, and the officers are all well cared for and taken care of.
The training was done in multiple phases. Classroom work dealt with understanding people's rights to express themselves.
We don't engage or control or curb protester behavior. What we try to deal with is the life safety and criminal aspects that pop out of some of those events.
From there, they moved to field training exercises.
It's really all about preparedness. When officers are prepared, they perform better, they react to situations better, and the outcomes, I think, for everybody are better.
It's here officers learned firsthand how to engage in de-escalation tactics designed to treat protesters with respect, all while keeping officers out of harm's way.
Officers were also walked through the employee assistance program designed to help them stay mentally and emotionally fit. The goal is to make sure every officer in the department is trained so when protests arise, they can serve as backups for the mobile field unit that's called out to deal with protests.
Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton has directed the lights on the I-35W bridge in Minneapolis glow blue for the next 11 nights. It's to honor the life of Jacob Wetterling. Now, last night was the first night. It'll end with a memorial service for Jacob. It'll be held on Sunday, September 25th. The bridge will be lit blue, representing child abuse prevention.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Thousands of fans took off for Iowa today so they can be there when the Bison play the Hawkeyes tomorrow. So we'll preview the game later on Valley News Live at 6.
Torrential rain falling from thunder showers in the Southern Valley. More rain up north. Street flooding along 17th Avenue South captured by Bradford Eric. I'll have details on some drier air in your forecast next.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.